Yama obibiara ajo emma obibiara akwaba yemfa wombra enwumbre no sia ebusia kase akan kase bo wo big family radio kasa efrido embrana so de ensam awodro yensa ka na ya aboabo no yezi ebosumu ende enwumbre de kase bo wo kasa efrido yezi fien main studio doblo gono upper class school junction eho ena kase bo yezi fia yede sumu ende enwumbre za odmu akoten ebi enyene de ende enna oye yewra muntaka mumbarak ono ene watoto nan wo manga na mbehye ebedwomafie ensama wodo kwodo hode yedibi yedebapro na ye konfinfini manto musa NDC amayoku no wone achitaifu ne bi no wede tutu se mewukasem bi wa yede ne nchemu yede eba bosomo ara wosama wesin ne de aprosifo beye anane bi wenya akwanhia ewo asantemantoma no so emunchem no yede babadan wakase boyimo ensam ne bi mekay hu ena ya bone bedaw mazebosom de enwumbe no sia ebusia kase akan kase bo wo big family radio a freedom na make out the Center for Trade and afe Big Family Multimedia Institute BFM store Trustees Network Group and one and wobo mechidom and then you biri mamadan sami mother edano okin kanya what man kan then you biri ezin amejedo aranyen ejatsa kabana dodona from ejata kokko school time was porcupine afe jebre na manfa nsamano nenchemu emo Ghana man payin yebra Yohani Dramani Mahama wo ne amembum no owode obuman na one aswafo eka hono wotum obu oman no mesmo bo na amembu no botum akwaye eze aman de mente no ena wapa waswafo a wobohwe ne asone ye awodo ewo omani mo na ni na eka ho bi na swafo yi no koro obohwe man Ghana ye ne enam kaneam ensansam do oye yebra John Abudulai Jinapo ono ya aswafo oye swafo bohwe man Ghana ye ne enam kaneam ensam do nedwuma no mu no wa ase na endei one sam trafo ka say no orichemu dem yehwe oman Ghana amafo ka dem na NDC abene be oboton yinam kane ECG no all aboton ose won signa ye bia de wo aboton ton another oboton yinam kane no there be ECG dwumaku no enya de we signa ye be wo aboton nemom wanze na obohwe ama ankonkro dwumaku bi wodo won begimu bi na waboa na oye ankonkro be local participation na wetum ayedwuma ewo mu
technical committee to advise the ministry on the best way forward and the best model to adopt in respect of the distribution sector and how we can get private sector participation. Let me assure the nation that we have not taken a decision to sell ECG. Ours is to ensure that we get the private sector involved, and we also want to place emphasis on local participation. We want this to be done in a transparent, in an effective, in a responsible way. The committee is supposed to consult all stakeholders, the workers, the staff, the unions, consumers, industry experts, and all those who matter. We've told them to try and complete this exercise within 1 month. And let me assure and re-emphasize that this exercise is not just about ECG. It covers the entire distribution sector, including NEDCO. And we want a very competitive, transparent process so that we can turn the sector around. The energy sector is bleeding, and if nothing is done in the shortest possible time, the sector will collapse. The debt burden is over 3 billion. The inefficiency is beyond imagination. Even as we keep the lights on, I want to inform Ghanaians that it's taking a lot of effort and a lot of resources to keep the lights on. The electricity sector that we inherited is very, very fragile, and we are determined that in the foreseeable future we shall anchor the sector and make it more sustainable.
abusia wo nsanfo from no ekopo mu o man Ghana embrehye bedwomufia edom kuma wo no enwon Sunday wonye dwuma da paada wo betina fon wo kono ngodo na wa ye dwuma da bo man Ghana etumpon no woso wanyo abadin tira ablekuma not abawoto we no bapem na ma bre ye wonsunso bia mbe wo hu ni mrehye bedwomni a owoda obabu mu wo no enti no woso wonye dwuma na Edom kuma man Ghana meshabe mu fie so den oya mami ekua efiri ye ono eno bedin kunyim adam NPP amayo kunu abaka ho man Ghana meshabe mu fie wa betina meshabe mu fie ko bapem na mabre wo hu no ho enti nde ehwon krata ya wodo kita won no wa atwe wodo no ablekuma not MP no business na chede sablekuma north meshabe mu nyamba ejuma de wonye bi wada ye nwom otu wo mrehye bedwom fie wa onya asam kakaba yentie bi
Why does it? I want to be heard. Ethiopia. No Ablekuma, no Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no government business. No Ablekuma, no government business. No Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no business. No Ablekuma, no
nzama ende okodo ewo man Ghana mbrehye bedwom fiedom kuma no ena wo kasa ewo wa wo chemde no ablekuma no business actually ablekuma mbrehye bedwom ni wamba ewon so wonye edwuma yatwa nsam no do na yeda ho wo man Ghana mbrehye bedwom fie na asoafo awodo man panyin mahama wa pa ho no woguda wototo ibinimon ano na ende soeni okokupu mu wo a wototo na ano eye soafo a Obosho man Ghana yene efisam wonsamodo metre interior minister designate ono no kopu mu ewo ho na oya yewra Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak no okopu mu won no wobisa nsam ekuru bia ne bi na nsam odi kan kro bisa yene fa ne yewra IGP ekufu dampare ho osi yehwe yewra Alexander Afanyoma kimbisa ne de ehwe yewra ekufu dampare Inzamoro ye wa ha Ghana fukwa polika na okwa akosi ekwafa nanso amanfo meka de onam de onye ndisi aban ena opa onintinum oba ndisi aban no ba wunyin enfuom ena obisa yewra Muntaka Mubarak de aso edwon den also enyam no mbesi gina ye bia na da menyetumi bia maka bibi ede afon.
He's been a defense minister for 8 years, so he really knows what he's talking about. He's been a defense minister for 8 years.
You have praised the security agencies, particularly the police. And let me say that the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Akufu Dampare, many may have their own views about him, but I am one person who respect him, admire him, and believe that if we have his type consistently manning our police service, Ghana will be a better place. There may be some disagreement about his style, but I personally believe that what he has done for the nation in terms of security is one that we must all celebrate. What would be your own advice to anybody who would suggest that because he was an appointee of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and he's not 60 yet, an energetic, competent IGP should be removed by virtue of changing power? What would be your advice?
Well, I can assure you that when, by the grace of God, this House approves of my nomination and I join the team, definitely there will be assessment of all the team members. You know, His Excellency President Mahama has a vision and objective for which Ghanaians have voted for him. All that will be reviewed in line. And those that, in the views of His Excellency President Mahama, will be helpful in assisting him to achieve that objective, you can be rest, especially in the national interest, I will support it. But I will not be able to deal with specific individuals to give assurance that, oh, for this person, he will go. For this person, he will stay. In fact, me, myself, I do not have that power. Even as Minister for Interior, I do not have that power. I can only make a recommendation about one individual or the other to His Excellency the President. And that decision is that of the President, which all of us are serving at his mercy. So I will not be able to give any definite answer, but I can assure you, I believe, meeting, since I was nominated, interacting with them, I can see that they are breaking their back to keep us safe. They need to be encouraged. We need to support the system so that the system will continue to improve and be able to protect all of us. That's assurance you can get from me. But as to who will go, who will stay, I do not have that power. The best or the worst I can do is to recommend to His Excellency, and that is for him. Thank you.
Abusia na onechunu yewura muntaka Mubarak wasane bisan nsema hudu biom obisan dem eba Ghana aprosi edwumakuno iba na azepa na ebohwe tuma yeda aboa wa abro we woni nwum ahodo na abra yewura muntaka Mubarak okasa na ochem dem oba obohwe de emprempen no aprosifu bia na police ni bebe yedwuma bia no wo de camera what the Bobo in Pudina, while bro in Edgema, I'm a sabia boni be another bibi recorder, with two not we wouldn't tam.
He's been a defense minister for 8 years, so he really knows what he's talking about. Yes, I agree with you. You and I have been in Pan-African Parliament, so we travel across the continent. And sometimes when you get to some other countries and you look at their police, you then begin to appreciate what you have, despite the challenges that continue to confront us. I agree with you. Fortunately, in the handing over the transition document, it shows that we've started using body cameras at the police. 800 is in their hand, and about 30,800 is being procured. And according to the fact that I saw, it says that the procurement process is complete. One of the things that I would do through the police council, remember, I'll just be a member of the police council, where truly with these experts will put and fashion how to safeguard all of us. We will ensure that if you are a police officer that you have to step out, then you have to have your body camera on. So that it takes away all the ambiguity and the troubles. Because when you put the body camera on, everywhere you are being recorded, not only you and your environs. So that if you are on the road extorting money, it will show. If you are brutalizing others, it will show. Whatever other thing that you are doing, the body camera will record and it will show what you are doing. So I believe that the hierarchy of almost all the agencies are also concerned when they hear some of these complaints, and they've been making frantic efforts to make sure that it goes down to the barest minimum. And we must also admit, in the what do you call some time now, you don't see much of this harassment on the road, but you still see packets of it. We must do everything to make sure that they remain professional, and the only way to take this ambiguity, in my view, Honorable Minister, Honorable Chair, is to have the body camera on and then insist and make sure that everybody adheres to it.
Abusia yatwa ensam no do na yewra muntaka Mubarak nsensem yada ena yeguda yeka na abra okopemu wo abadwokofu mu n'enyim no ena wori bisa nsam bi efane Ghana prisons for ho na ade na oso hwe enwa wonyim de omanpayin Mahamadi na odwin prison for pa na sesia no ehwe ne manifesto mu a okan sem bi wom na ne nyina ne sesia wokase prisoner for no adeduanan for no de efiase no ebin wen sika wodi anade fiti anopa ewiabe na nwumbiri no ebin wodi no nyina na bo no ye Ghana citizen ekor echipo empeswa edwa watwe 1 cedis 80 pesos and wodi edakuru biada and o chem de na so bi de ben 1 cedi 80 pesos a day ya obaye de nimpa no wasane nya apomuzine papa e wo na abrabonum ana wo chene nimpa no obefi adeduana na do be fi prison baba no na de menyimpa no ne ho esisi no do da bi ontwa ye kra entini na wo ba obohye na wedi ho adwuma wada aboa oman Ghana Sunday kwanya ankofo for didi no oye enyitan oye kopa.
Mr. Chair, as a country and as part of our national security strategy, we have the prison reform strategy for the Ghana Prison Service. And I must admit, even from the briefing, the few briefings when I was preparing for this today's hearing that I've seen, honestly, they've been left to be deep orphans. And sometimes all of us tend to forget about them. And that could be the weakest link in our strategy to keep this country safe. I can assure you that I am going to pay a lot of attention to the Ghana Prison Service as part of the team member. One of the things, if you look at the manifesto of the NDC's SSC General Mahama vision was to even change the name from prisons to corrections, so that even the mindset may begin to change. But I can tell you that there are so many examples that we can see around in the UK, in the Singapore, even in our own neighboring East Africa, Kenya, where they are using private partnership. They are using PPP, public-private partnership, to deal with most of the issues in the prisons. I'm reliably informed that when you go to Kenya, every number plate that you see on the car is an area that we need to look at. Because then Nsawam prison, for example, has vast land. You go to Ankafu, there's vast land. If we're able to do that with government support and the rest of us in the multi-sectorial nature of what we are doing, it is going to help them. Because currently, even feeding, sometimes when I heard it yesterday, I was shocked that we can treat each other that badly. Today, the rationing for a prisoner in Ghana is 1 cedi 80 pesos for the whole day. 1 cedi 80 pesos. And I doubt, with the greatest respect to these members of the committee and those listening to us, even the cats and dogs in our houses, how much food do we give them that will put our own compatriots, because of one mistake or the other, in trying to correct them, we feed them with 1 cedi 80 pesos and expect that they will not have communicable diseases, they will not have skin diseases, they will look healthy, they will come out reformed. No.
Abusia na ono ayebra mumbarak mutaka ono enete nenkanom yemfa yenwen trensen fufrum yakwa framantomu na oye togbe afpade autodo edu anan ono eno orkese na nansa morka ni 9 de ehye oye operation recover all loot Jumedia Mampanyin Mahama Oderba Ababoa no akwete katasehye dwumde kankan proye ewo oman Ghana ha osi onono nemi agemo pa na alternative den into the midnom onfam bra no onfam baboa no oman Ghana ensa ne fonta papa infra usend ono de otai dem dwumedi no echi
oral was great news for all of us. bad enough to suffer, but it's worse to know that you are suffering because a few people think they deserve all that the state has to offer and get themselves involved in a desperate scramble for our limited resources and our property owning democracy. We support all your intentions, all your plans to retrieve everything that was lost. Funds that were stolen, lands that were stolen, buildings and etc. Your Excellency, you have our fullest support.
Abusia Abraham Payin Mahamakopemu ewa from Mantemuno, ewa ena yera togbe apade out of do anano, or ne commodity the mensa mahudri, ozi etu ugwa. Well, and some from no Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And one worker say now what chema any pebinim atu ashe or yes on gold salt mining no do and a wako workers as and zama wudua and they are yeko say and paying for Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry no workers are found that them adna in implement from babayano uncho yekra. What say what beno wabasa say one the men nadam security full abamafo woni nyano wonu phone so kete waje phone sem na wasa senzema hodo one day impe fa bapa na apaka achim de zokodo wono ontwa ye kra
for bi ebetu share yeso obetu yeso na mo say o ma ban abaso enu nti no omba beji company no e omudia nti omba beji enu nti na no omukọ ye main gate ekochi security men e wo hono ejiji won phones efiem ho ena mo da afom ena mo ra security strong ho CCTV cameras e wo ho nyina no omo tutu ye ena mo two component no so e kan ho o ye ni ho omo fi ho no ena mo ba ye way bridge le bia ye cast na e ba beto nkene e beto a omo ko we scale no na mo ra ho so ese CCTV cameras e wo ho nyina omo fi ho no ena mo ba ye warehouse e ho no e ho so omo chichi securities no gigi one phones ena mo re mo esisa yen ties yen oil yen motorbikes pumps water tanks yedi si cars mo amu yi sa nyame nyina edi koye company nankasa pumps a odi adwuma no ena mo fa ne nyina koye omo ye sa nyama yin so no eye kroma aye dodo na enim dodo na aha ena kroma do bebre no eye adwuma omo ikronum omo yerenum omo ma eye adwuma wa ha ama na dani dadwin ama omo ye adwuma wa ha adentina niema se e wose ekoso ba aba but say company no yebe san aka ye ho abom na niema ya si omo sese ni nyina no anaso omo wiawia ni nyina no yebe ka ni nyina abom ne yasan aye ne yi
Yemfa yenwantre ensanfo from na yekọ infinfini mantomuza NDC amayoku no awo no wekopoemu ewo efutu abatumpe shadow na wanansem worka ni nyina ne de adanka wo hwenyim ne mpe be ya mo no anya mo no wanya ma hwan ema wade wuchade NDC asoni oho no wasa senzama hodo ho odi kan yente ho ama ne bo mo osi okrai
Adisia omodo eye NDC amanyoku no omobu fuye pa na omo chirema abra eye NDC amanyoku no ebe lanche omo manifesto no ombeye no wo eye wini ba hati ema omampeni John Dramani Mahama eche eye James Kofi Anan a ono ye NDC no omo PC a wa hati no bose senyame adom na sa omo ba eye abemu a omo be ma eye James Kofi Anan position esanse wa brepa ewo eye abatuo mu efanu ntokwa ne nipatwitwa ne ho keka ho no James Kofi Anan abre asanso abre amaye party no na abra NDC amanyokwe aba abemu positions omo chicha omo James Kofi Anaibi na de ye omo yanche enei omo abawura omo party officer omo se niema mo yi niema se niema oye chere di champion for ne say mpenifo friend James Kofi Anai na omo bisa ne say position ben na ope ma ne tro ye de koma ye mpenifo wo ye aban mu but besi ene positions James Kofi Anai etusu ni nyina no ye de amoma enkrofo eno na ama omo say omo ya to the sense omo tirema ye beto aba no esa bocha omampini ede ahye James Kofi Anai no wono omo wo efutu ase no omo do NDC amanyoko no omo bo omo ho modern omo ye ejumaden ma ye omampini enya aba no dodo na ewo efutu ase na koba ne sen na bocha omampini ehye ye no ono ankasa so wendi bocha ne so enti we omo bo omampini kokko se ombo modern no pe bebi no fa James Kofi Anai ehye enye sa ene de omo ye ene eye ne kitomu omo beba abankesemu abaye de toso minu
ebusia enti eyi aye amaneba ofi efutu na ona echi no etitai fu na wakasa sendem wono wane ensam chofu kasa ya yenti ebi
ya kacha ya Papa John ya sran position biala ya papa yo the brand ana payi biala Kofi Anai cho no position de bekita ni step ya sran yenam the party ni pedo bapa wanti o me menye mbesiafu ya di yankwoto wo ya ka the electoral commission 1 month 2 weeks insulu ka ya da usunu erialo ba ya da usunu emimala sagwa mi jaye meeting yoda online da osande me ye adwumaden support na ma power asama me kaka na me online me yi me dan champ people party was bayam enti sanya me ya dom na John Excellency sene power abaza no no ya basre Dr. James Kofi Anai ye yim do your national ye yim do your region ye yim do your ma efutu NDC papa no wa bran kasa emi jaye soja fo ba kyerem emi jaye soja fo ba kyerem ye say ya papa atofoson ya ti do onye ye MP lu bonche fo atafa sadam no ti da ye nkada mama ni ye yanko onye ni ye yanko na mam za o se do da wakacha ya Papa John Marjan mama Manolo fonfo enti akwamena beninti wa meji ni po yento mombo onye ya maame professor ya maame owunti imesafo ye de yankwoto wo ya yimde Dr. James Kofi Anai ya yimde yim ne pa enyim zo ye biala ya basre onam da minti enya bebe yete yetempano MPP for sabi when you position na de bempo in the way with that sana or there obi anya position ena man was so ena ma watch to water ya papa was still MPP for so why rough e ba dinta ya ba say ya ma me na ne yes professor yes mama yan sankan
abusia ebufu no za obana santo gbara itinyi mgbakrampo no gbono ibunu ayedina morof ente ya na ebufu no ba na ato gbo asansa na etima akasa ye fakasi egbono nkowie ewo asante mantomu aprosifo anani bi awenya akwanhia ewo Kenya se wo asante mantomu yenko yentie eho amanebo da onamdo emadame akwanhia yi obey
masukuso buti e kafiebo
omojo
so do tu ja ba semesi so do tu operation speaking of na hinkru Kenya ase na obetimo Kenya ase a se je ni monto adwuma ku otu agudie organa ha ne afana da di obi ate kan na mo nti and am so ma police command no a wo nyam fo agent anu na da no ayehye e wo bambo mu a wo ba Kenya ase dia bambo mu ayire pa nti eno nam so amomonya police patrol team a wo do be ye 9 I'm going to say, we will call him later. We want to know. I am not. Now, what thing I will say is, yeah, if I go from FPU, or more on the quick you and blade. I will say, I'm on my day, yeah, mentioning now what work. That year, Babu, or Mokaka, you are not telling the family, yeah, this is someone to us that will move her. I'm not telling you now, who can she be a nano pair, and no mobile pina, or when you say, open our buy. also offer restaurant to be a new to book one no but you breakfast no what you or mom baby you also the akoma into one of your breakfast ya or monam kwanso omoba na o se kanya na ukura police car ni say all man no kun say pass bi dinanim o boni futu pa na kwan nye into we say obepa na hono wa fa nchen akọ pa na wana kan tisi gatem and yes it was just a tisi gatem di kuri ko soro asa akwa to ball abo 9 na yesan ba no e ko ba na ko ba mpre ma ko 9 na kan ko da ya na bidan kanya me say ebra abo fu du ogu yi apolice form akọ 9 na o nyina won conscious but o dumi dru hospital for the heart hospital private hospital no a doctor put me down so show we pa e na bla ye mpo tension for ye tia na me ni table ho no me ko no mu nyina atimi akasa o ma ba amodi mo mudi nkomo na me no mudi nkomo wi na me ye se me bo pia police commander wona hwe mensin no na obi sa say dia bai wati wat na dia no kan say o man for tension for e na ye wura pro anka wona ye police commander was sitting up e tum say ye tension for bit me di ejuma say ye sepata e say ye be huno e ye bodi wan dance na onu ni 2 minutes o me fan say oni ye kasa na mo won so say ye regional commander na say into oni ye wura James ano a oni ye regional commander be di nkomo na akonya ba na e ba so ne tension for bi hia ayen tension for hia mu a wodi nyina ba tu ani timi na ba ubisa na
enti abusia ono eye akwenhye si wo Kenya se wo asante mantom no ena yede ebro no abusia ha na mbrebe makwa ma mede nwumbre no sia abusia kase akan kase ebo no mezi ebesi amo asada enkoma Center for Trade Big Family Multimedia Institute BFM Store ena Trustees Network Group en1 en wo bo mechidom ende anopei ma ende enyumbiri mamede no sia ebusia kase akankase ebono mede ebro asada ni bi nso nkoma me producers akosia adepa